Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Henry was speaking. Today we're going to work on what they call virtual machine. So I'm going to try to establish connection between two virtual machines by remote desktop. As you know, remote desktop window so need to be configured by a server like such as Windows 2016, Windows 2019. So I'm going to work with what they call Windows 2016 with Microsoft Windows Pro. I'll try to connect both machines by making remote desktop. So for that, we need to have a virtual machine box. As we know, we have an Oracle that I'm going to use in this demonstration. Here is the Oracle Microsoft of the virtual machine manager that has Microsoft Windows 10 Pro and Windows Server 2016, as you can notice, as well other configuration. And I have also operating system, but we have not configured. I'm not going to focus on it actually. So this is the buff we say focus on it. This is the Windows 2016 and Windows 10 Pro. So that I'm going to work on it. So let's go. Let's begin. So I'm going to minimize this window, which is already open. Now let's go to the server, our server. So this is the Windows 2016 server. So I'm going to open the server manager. As you can see, we are in the server manager here. If I go to the dashboard, you can see all the menu given here. So here for this part, we don't need to worry about this section because we already configured everything. So I already add the role on the feature. As you can see, the role and the server, I have an Active Directory domain servers and DNS and file and storage service running and Internet Information System manageable. So running everything is okay, looks fine. So we're going to focus on what they call local server in our demonstration because we need to establish remote desktop connection. Remember, as I said, so I will go to here, I will click on local server. And from local server, I need to check those configurations. This is Windows Firewall. Domain is on. So Windows Firewall domain is on. So to make remote desktop, we need to be sure that Windows Firewall allow that connection. To do that, let's go to here. I go to search, click control panel. So I click control panel. If I choose control panel here, this is the menu I choose, and then click on system and security. And there I click Windows Firewall. And here I click on all allow an app or feature to Windows Firewall. So I click there. Then I will scroll down to look until I find remote desktop and to see if this connection is allowed. Make sure. There it is. Here we have a remote desktop licensing server, remote desktop service. As you can see, everything is enabled. So we are good. We are ready to go. We are okay. So let's close it and close this window as well. And then now the second thing we need to check the remote management, which says you can see is enabled. But when we come to the remote desktop, it says here disabled. So that is not okay. We need to fix that because to be able to communicate with other machine, remote desktops need to be enabled. So let's click on here, disable. And from here, I will choose, if you look at this Windows very well. So you see here it says don't allow remote connection to this computer. So we need to fix it. To do that, I need just to click here on the second option that says allow remote connections. And then from there, we not done yet. So I need to select, for example, a user. If I want a special user, a permission, I need to select a user. So example here, I have two users already there. If I want to delete those users, I need just to remove them. I click here, I remove them. For now, I need to be able to communicate with the other machine. The other machine is not the administrator, is a normal user. I need to allow him to communicate with the server. To do that, I need just to click add. And then from here, I will type in the name of the user. For example, Andre. Like Andre, and I will click on check name. As you can see, it gave me two options. There is Andre and Andre2. So let's choose the first one. I'll click OK and then click OK again. As you can see, now Henry is now allowed to connect here. So I need, if I want to add another user, for example, you remember we saw 200, I add the second user as well. So let's go for him. I tap Henry again, Henry 2, and then check name. He give me the share name and click OK. As you can see, now we have both users allowed to be connected. I'll click OK and apply and OK. So we're not done yet. Now we need to go to the, as you can see here, the status is going to change. As it said, disable. If I refresh that, let's go back again. And you see the status now changed to enable. So you see the status is enabled now. So now if we go here to the internet, IPv4 address assigned by DHCP. So we need to fix it because the IP address need to be static address. You need to have its own IP address to be able to be connected to other. So to fix it, let's go here. We need to click just here, which is gonna lead us to this window. Then from the internet, I need to right click and click on properties. And from the properties, I choose internet protocol version IPv4 here, double click. And as you can see here, it says obtain IP address automatically. We need to fix it now to make it statically. So I will use the following IP address. And then I will click, let's choose, for example, any private IP address. Let's choose 192.168.0.10, for example. And the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, which seems okay. And for the DNS server, let's put the same address 192.168.0.10. And then we press OK. The address in subnet mask is invalid. So as they say here, the host address portion IP address. So if I say here, I need just to click, as they say, the combination of IP address and subnet mask is invalid. All of the bit, the host address, portion IP address set to 0. Please enter a valid combination. So let's here, so 192.168. Let's click here. Okay. So 192.168.0.10. So we need to do here. This is like example. I click .0.10. So you need to match 168.0.10. And here it's supposed to be okay. If I click OK, so as you see, so the subnet mask and the IP address matches is okay. So I click OK, and I make sure that the other machine need to be in the same subnet as well. So now this is done for the subnet mask and IP address. I click OK, and now as you can see, we notice this. We already checked the firewall. We check the remote desktop. We enable that. We enable the IP address. If I refresh again the page, you will see now it's gonna display the IP address here before to move. You see? Now it changed. So it shows the IP address here. So everything is good. So now let's move on to the other machine. So I'll minimize this window. Go to this Windows 10 Pro. Then we need to log here. I will log as a Henry user. So the time is welcoming acts. We need to log in. Well, as you can see, we are inside our machine, Windows 10 Pro. So now I need to do the same thing as I did now, but this time it will be for the IP address that I need to focus on. So if I go here, where there is the sign here, this is the sign here. It shows the connection here, this sign. So as you can see, this is the sign shows the connection. I need to change this. If I go here, I go to the Open Network Internet setting, and then I choose Ethernet, and then I go to the change adapter options. From here, I do right click and properties and double click in the Internet Protocol IPv4. As you can see here, it say obtain IP address automatically. So this also need to have an address. So we need to put a static IP address here. We need to switch here down, and then let's choose for this one another private IP address 192.168.0.3, for example, and the subnet mask 255.255.0, which is fine. And now we click OK, and then OK. So now we have the same subnet mask for both machines. So I click close, and now I will need to open what they call the remote desktop. So to do that, I'll go just to the search bar, I type remote, and I can see the option here shows the remote desktop. So here we are in the portal of our remote desktop. So as you can see, there is address already, but I'm going to tap it again for better understanding. So to be able to communicate, if, like example, I want to enter the IP address of this other machine, I should be able to communicate, but for one condition, I need to make sure if my virtual machine allows the connection. For example, now if I try, it won't let us to connect. Let's try example. Let's see. 192.168.0.10. And let's try to establish connection. As you can see, we get an error message, so it won't let us connect. So it says remote access to server is not enabled. So to fix it, we need to go back to our main menu of the virtual machine. Let's minimize this window first and go to the virtual machine here. So as you see here, this is where we need to make some adjustment. Here, as you see here, this is Windows 10 Pro. We need to go to the setting, make sure that is selected, and go to the settings. And now go to the network, and from here, as you see, is attached to network address transaction. We need to change this value, and we click on the drop down list and put host only adapter and click OK and OK. So we need to do the same for the Windows Server 2016, and we go here, we click on setting, and we go to the network, and we switch here to again the same thing, host only adapter, click OK, and then now let's go back, try again. Now you will see the difference. So if we go back to our machines, Windows 10, so let's minimize this window. So let's minimize this window, and let's click now this time connection. You will see the difference. As you can see, now we have the menu. There's a window, the pop-up menu asking us for the credential. So here I am logged as Henry. Now I need to enter my credential as a password. So the same password I have for the credential here, it need to be the same like there. So let's enter this. As you can see, we are prompted to be enter and then to say yes. As you can see, we are logged inside the virtual machine, so we'll be able to open our server 2016. So we can browse you can do anything. So we can go, as you can see, I am inside the server from the Windows 10. I can do anything. So I can even see the configuration, how it looks like over there. So I can do anything because I have access. I have access, so I can see everything going on there. So I have access to the Windows server. I can see everything going on there. So I can see all the information. So I can browse even the file. If I can go to Microsoft Windows, my firewall and Microsoft Edge. I can open Microsoft Edge. I can do anything. I can open the file. I can see download file. So I can open everything. So just like I am inside my computer. So, but I am in the what they call remote desktop connection. So I can do anything. I can play with the dashboard. So I can configure even the server by long distance. So this is the advantage of the remote. So remote desktop. So it's just like I'm sitting in front of my machine. So I can do anything that I want. So this is really interesting. So as you can see, let's go here, go to the folder, go to open settings, so I can do whatever I want. So it's just like I am sitting in the machine, but I am connected remotely. As you can see the sign here. So let's minimize this window. So you can see we are connected remotely. So as you can see here. So if, for example, let's check it, we need to make sure that the connection still there. Imagine I need just to go back to the real server. Let's go back to the real server here. Imagine I want to stop Android to don't connect there. I need just to go here, click here on the remote desktop enable and go back to the selected user. I need to remove one user, which is here, the Android. Remove him and okay. Okay. And then let's go back to the other machine, see what's gonna happen. As you can see, if I want to surf again, and the connection, and now let's connect again. So remote desktop, it won't allow me, it won't allow me, it's not gonna work this time. So let's see, let's connect and let's enter my credential. It won't allow me. You see, it won't allow me. So it doesn't work. It won't allow me because I have no permission only. This is simple. But if I want to switch it back there, imagine I need to authorize again the user. I need just to do click here and back here and add the user and add Android and check name. Click OK, 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 and OK. And now let's go back, try to log again, minimize this window. And now let's go back in our machine. Now this time it's going to work. So let's check it. As you can see, I can log directly. So that's it for this demonstration.